I believe every young believer should listen. I believe that most times the way we younger generation acts to ministry, and most times our fathers look back and they ask themselves, is this the pathway that we have joined? And there's a question that constantly comes up to them. I believe that we believers don't really have a full glimpse of this thing, and I think that it will really help us. You just briefly give us meaning of this. What is spiritual fatherhood and mentorship, and what impact do you think that every believer, young believer, does us as believer, do we need people that will look up to as spiritual father and mentor, and how do we go about this?
Okay, so I don't know the one you are really saying. If you're talking about, spiritual fatherhood and mentorship, they are not the same. All right? The authority of the father is different from the authority of the mentor. Are you getting what I'm saying? Two of them are needed. And I will tell you why two of them are needed. The reason is because it's almost impossible that you will have a father that has all you need. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So you will always need mentors. Those mentors are the people that contribute to make up for what your father does not have to give you. Are you getting what I'm saying now? If you take it in the natural, my father gave birth to me, he sent me to school. But I can assure you that the things I learned from my teachers in school, from associations like pastors and other things, he couldn't give to me. They contributed to the part that my father could not give. Are you for what I'm saying now? So you always need mentors. Now, but your father's words are almost, they are like seal. All right? They supersede the authority of the voice of your mentor. So let's come to mentor first, because I've said that. A mentor is a trainer. He's an instructor. All right? So to a reasonable extent, he does not have much grip. I can tell this young man what to do. It's still left for him to either to do it or what not. So the much he's able to submit to my mentorship and to my instruction is what is going to depend how much of the grace, the wisdom that I have that will work for him. And I think every single one of us needs a mentor. All right? Now, but there is a problem with our generation. That problem is civilization. The civilization has merged, maybe let me use Nigerian church now with the civilized world in terms of the Western world, American and Europeans, the West and all the rest of them, whereby there is so much right to the person, to your person. I don't have the right to violate your decisions, but that is affecting us as a people, like a people of faith. Because in fatherhood, you can actually tell me that you're going to work and I'll tell you will not go to work. But that is difficult. How many of you will I tell you now, you are not leaving this church till 6 o'clock. We are going to tarry here. Lock that door. That will not feel so bitter and angry with me. I don't know what I'm saying now. How many of you will the business ones, I will say, lock your shop next tomorrow. Meet me as Bishop Uzodike. Let us see. That will not feel like I'm taking something away from you. So you realize that in real sense, the oppression of fatherhood is lacking now. If you want to understand it, look at the way I relate with Olivia. Is there any of you now I relate with like that? So it's difficult. Meanwhile, the job of a pastor is supposed to be that of a father. And to be a father means, I can tell, like Janelle, I can tell Janelle, see, you're going back to Nnewi tomorrow. And there's nothing she can do about it. The father has spoken. I can tell Olivia now, I'm changing your school. When school resumes, you're leaving that university secondary school. What is she going to do about it? Nothing. Father has spoken. Are you going to say now? So how many of you can I speak like that to you? That will not feel, who does he think he is? Are you following what I'm saying now? So because of that, I understand that mindset. Every one of us have just, I don't know about other pastors. I'm respecting myself. So it's more like I will give you instruction, but it's left for you. If you think this is wise, If you think this will be beneficial, to the extent you want to obey it, is left for you. The problem is we are not able to control the result that people under us are having. Because even when I know that you need to stay in church and pray for 3 days, all right, I'm not able to enforce it. Meanwhile, if I had enforced it, you would have had a different result. But I think that you should pray. I think you should come to church and pray. And I just feel like that. And this is 6 months. You have not done it because it came to you like, I think, is a suggestion. How many of you are following what I'm saying? So if you ask me, do we need fatherhood? We need it. But is this generation abhors it? This generation don't want it. It's a generation that want to be independent. That want to think for themselves, feel for themselves, speak for themselves, and act for themselves. They don't want anybody taking responsibility for them. So if you try to be a real and genuine father now, you will be taken for something else. So basically, we are playing the roles of mentors, advising people, instructing them, living out a life, hoping that they will learn from us. And I think...
but Daddy, don't you think that this will place a breed of spiritual vagabond youths?
No, the problem is obviously, they are already vagabonds already, all right? So that is it. We have a lot of vagabonds. And that's why Christianity is the way it is. 90% of the people in church today are vagabonds. And the online space did not help the matter too. I get what I'm saying now. So you don't even know why you are preaching to your people. They are using one apostle's message on Facebook to analyze what you are saying. Do you understand? Why you are telling, somebody came to me and even in this church, I've heard people that will come and tell you that their mentor told them, or their pastor told them, or their father told them. So sometimes you are confused. She's laughing because you are wondering, okay, you are here. Which mentor now is talking? Which pastor? Which father is that? It's confusing. So there are people that are here now, seated here. Their father, their spiritual father is online. He's online. He's in Abuja. He's in Lagos. That's their spiritual father. They come here every Sunday. So I don't know. There is nothing you can do about it. Only to respect. Because, you see, in ministry, the relationship is, you give people the right to pastor you. You give people the right to mentor you. You give people the right to father you. It's not something you come and grab, you are my son, you are in this. No. It's to the level you give me authority over you, I exercise it. If you give me authority 50%, I will be exercising it 50%. If you give me 100%, I will exercise it 100%. So you realize that submission is based on revelation. You need to have a revelation of me or a revelation of whoever you're submitting to. His heart, his capacity, his intentions to know that if I submit to this man, it's the same thing that a wife does before you say to a man, I will marry you. Because you have to have a revelation of that man. And when you marry that man, you submit to him. That man will determine your outcomes. So if you submit totally to us, it means that you are relinquishing power and say, command me, instruct me, discipline me. How many of you now, if you come now and say, Pastor, I've been struggling with masturbation, I'll say, masturbation, you again? Okay. The last time you said this, I just, pray for you, but today I'm not going to pray for you again. I put you on prayer therapy. You're going to be on fast, 3 days fast. You are not to test water or food. Now, till next 72 hours, when you are done, come back. How many of you will do it? You have come to the man. The man said, I've given you injection. Go and do dry fasting, 7 days. 7 days. You only permitted to eat 7 pieces of date every 7 p.m. How many of you will do it? You walk away and say, why did you even come to talk to him? Am I correct? Now, if my watch, because the authority of the father is not his macho. It's not his bank account. It's not his height. It's not his dress. It's his word. If the man's word is not a law in your heart, he's not your father. He's your colleague. He's your friend. He's somebody you like. He's somebody you like to sit under and learn from. He's not your father. If he speaks and it's not a law, He's not your father, forget it. So you understand why I say we have a lot of people who don't have fathers. Inheritances are scarce now. Because where there are no sons, there will be no inheritances. Inheritance flow father to, and when fatherhood-sonship relationship is now not being respected, it means inheritances are not being passed. So you see people who are growing who don't have inheritance. That's why people change church like this. Church is, let me tell you the truth. For you to say that somebody is your father, all right, there are certain things that are supposed to be in place. You know what we see today? If I grow, need visibility, need accreditation, and I have some money, then I'll go and look for one big man of God. I'll slap him 7 million. As I came to honor you, are my father. The man said, that's my son, that's my son. We will now stand and snap picture. I don't have his message in my phone, but I need credibility. I don't have his values. I don't even know his values. I don't know his lifestyle. Go and read what Paul said to Timothy. He said, you know my manner of life. You know my sufferings. You know my message. You know my doctrine. You know many things. So before you say somebody is your father, there are many things you need to know. And you have come into union with. If you take all these my children now and run tests on them, whether they look like me or not, there will be a result in their blood. Am I correct? That shows that they are my children. Are you what I'm saying? So it's not gesture. What people have as father-children relationship now is gesture. They kind of quote the person wear. The kind of grammar the person wear. And how the person does his body when he's on stage. That's not what shows that you are the son of the man. It is the DNA. When we test your values, test your blood, test what your Christian life, the substance of it, we'll be able to find that man in it. That means you cannot say somebody is your father who have not genuinely given ear to his teaching and taken it in. So do you have my messages in your phone? Did you play it last week? When was the last time? See, it's a very simple thing. And because we are not looking for spiritual sons, that's why we don't preach those messages. So you don't think this man is talking like this because he wants to bring me under his control. I'm not interested. It's because she asked me. So obviously now you can begin to realize that you don't have a father. In all sincerity, I'm sorry. And if you don't have a father, there is no inheritance waiting for you.
Daddy, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I know this question. Thank you, sir. This question was actually strategic. I had to put it in between because that was when we were having sisters set apart. I was asking the Holy
Please
Spirit.
give her this one.
I was asking the Holy Spirit these questions. I wanted to throw it to the crowd, but I know that people might not benefit from it. And I believe you penned down the words. I believe you penned down the things that Daddy said. Actually, many of us are not seeing the realities of what we feel that we have labored for as a result of this. I think it's even in this church, when I stepped in very early, that I started talking about spiritual family, having a church as a family. And I learned it, but since then from now, Daddy has not talked about spiritual mentorship. He doesn't talk about fatherhood. And I staged him intentionally, did the staging because of this question, so that we hear the sincere truth. So this is basically why many ministries suffer, and they will rise up because this is a burden in my heart. They will rise up. You see us young ministers who long from pillar to post, trying to tell ourselves that we are trying to pursue God. When you don't have a lineage, forget it, you are not getting any inheritance. So let's take it deliberate. If you're in Shekinah, pay the price, do everything, honor Father. Most times we feel it's about the wealth, that people are requiring money. I don't know how much I've given to Daddy. Instead, I'm enjoying. So let's give ourselves. And one thing Daddy made me understand, I remember those days when Daddy will collect me. He will not enter into my DM. I will not say, my daughter, baby. He start asking for forgiveness. Like, nowadays, Daddy will do that cane. Daddy has forgotten himself. I said, the pampering. But it shows, when he was saying this, I got to realize that, that means this man already knows that this. And there's nothing that you tell me that will drag me out of Shekinah Assembly. because it's my home. Because I know many people, in short, even my circle, that try to tell me that this thing, okay, let's pay this thing, let you go to Abuja. So it's not basically about spiritual family. Spiritual fatherhood is very, and don't, why I put this question of fatherhood and mentorship is for us not to, and thank God that Dee highlighted on it. There are people that God can call you to be teachers. There are people that can be called to be coach, but they don't replace the place of your father. Your father's words are authority. Then finally, on this question.
So I hope you understand what she said. You see, the thing is, come home, build your house. You see, when we travel, we went to school, traveled, got a job. When we finish making money, we know how to go back home, is it not? We don't spend it where we end it. We will go back home to build our father's house. Most of what I have learned, I have brought home to build Shekinah Assembly, standing with my pastor. Some of which I learned them outside. And I didn't run out from here to go and join those people because what they're saying, I like it, or what they're doing, I like it. I said, oh, is that how it is done? Good. I learned it. I brought it home. Do you understand? Because you have found that this is my home. Whatever I learn, I will bring it back home to build my own house. Are you following what I'm saying now? Some of us, our fathers did not go to school. We are more educated than our father. They are still our father, right? Some of us, our fathers don't dress well, but they are still our father. So it's not about whether the man is well known, he's an international man, whether he has crowd. No. Is his DNA. Are you carrying his DNA? Is there something that connects both of you? And if there is, I know there are people that will be here in probs like, okay, I'm in this town for some time now, and I like this place. Fine and good. No, we're not taking you away from your family. When time is up for you to go, we'll wave you by. We'll be glad to do that. We are not using rope to tie people down. But if here is your house, please, and you're not going to be in church, we need to know. You don't wake up in the morning and walk away from house. Am I correct? When you're coming back, your father, do they do it to you? Let your family know, pastor will not be around. Or maybe even your leaders. That shows that you have identified with the family. You are feeling responsible. You are doing things you are telling us. You are going through stuff you are telling us. It's not that you are sick. We are the ones who will be looking for you. You will not tell us that, yeah, you are sick. Oh, we did not know you are sick. You have crisis, you were robbed. You will not tell us. We will not hear it because we have to probe. You are a vagabond. There is no way to think about it. You're on your own. You have a family you choose to do without it. It's a simple thing. It's a simple thing. Meanwhile, in your own family, when something happened to you, you know how exactly to call your father or your mother or your sister, say, see what has happened though. But when something happened to you, and there is nobody in church you can call, and you say you have a family. You don't have a family. Nobody in church.